hit. Hello, and welcome to JLC's Allegations. I'm your host, JLC. He, he bring you the latest stuff on the NBA. Hey, here on tonight. All right, you're gonna get this tomorrow on my upload. I'm one of the last people who talk about this. But let's talk about basically what is happening in towards NBA today. You've been basically saying on a rock. We have busy week here or holding down the NBA. Too much happened, and I already told you on some of the posts. Well, let's get it started or with the Cleveland Cavaliers because they had the most active night of this horn down week. When the trade deadline is upon us. Is happening on Thursday. So you guys are gonna get that bit when it comes out. But I want to start with the Cleveland Cavaliers. The Cleveland Cavaliers got three players in the past two trades as deal. We will talk about the biggest one, which is James Harden is going to the Cleveland Cavaliers for Darius Garland, and 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 a second round pick is going to the Clippers, which is this coming year. Is Horn? That's how that's came about. Let's talk about James Harden was basically a reason why he wanted to go to Cleveland was because of money situations. On this title card, you hear agreed, yes, as he chose greed over title. I don't think so in a way, right? But the thing is, you're wondering, $80 million. Did he just get two extensions that are big money for himself already? Isn't he already secured for his entire career as a player or as a person? Yes, yes, he is, and that's a. We're talking about James Harden here, the party boy, the guy who always persists on what he wants to do, or I and really, I think he wants to win. At the end of the day, he wants to win that ring. He wants like recognition. But that's the thing: recognition and money is something that he values, and this is something that basically helps him. And the Clippers were willing to give him a big money, especially when themselves someone dead to his teams for years. They basically knew that James Harden was younger. If he is 37 years uh, old. Oh, why am I saying him like he was young? But a wait, what this get is right. He's had his best year out of 5 years, 25 points, almost 9 assists a night, and he's playing lights out basketball all this year, allowing the Clippers to get into the play-in, and they were 3 games back of the Warriors, but he didn't want any part of it. And I don't blame him because if they won the play-in, they had no chance against now now the three teams, the under the Nuggets and and Spurs. All those three teams, I think the Clippers were not able to win. Now, what's down to the Clipper rear side things? Him on this team is brilliant, y'all. It is brilliant. Just joking. Just joking. I got you there, huh? And this is a good mood for the Cleveland Cavaliers. It helps out this team really, what I think, and to get the ball all off of Mitchell's hands. He's is top 5 MVP ladder this season. Had his best year. He's not gonna be in his odds for that. Probably gonna be in talks for first team All NBA still. But the thing is, he has to get less touches now to able to allow James Harden to be the point guard of this team. And really, here's the thing: both of these guys are ball dominant players. Both of these guys are guys who are not really point guards, or guys who took point guard roles for his future because of the new way how the league is you had to have a guy who can both score and play make in today's league to generate offense. You had to have a great guard that could do both. And this is happening with these guys, but these guys always persist of players who wait. And you can see I have a picture up there of Don Mitchell. He's one of my favorite players in the league. My favorite player actually in the league right now. And he got James Harden in his team. Ugh. I really, I kind of so in this trade because I really want it, this trade is going to make them a heavy contender or in the East, the Cars. But I don't believe they could win it. I really don't. This really helps them out. James Harden is going to be the second best player on this team. They're going to be very hard headed on threes. Uh, and the guys who know how to shoot off the dribble, or step backs, getting to the rim, getting fouled, had a great touch. They're both volume scorers. But the thing is, at the end of the day, it all comes down to that playmaking. It all comes down to can they keep the ball in the way of the team. And you got a team and Jalen Dyson. Jalen Dyson was playing really good basketball for the past month. He's playing phenomenal, averaging 14 points a night. Uh, and he's been the most pro player on this team. And they meet him with Max Struess being out, Garland being out for majority of the year. Here, and, and Marvin, who just came back on the team. Yeah, and basically they just put a consistent ball. Oh, and they got good bench now with the trade. Now just or about so yes, we got to it. It is Dennis Schroeder or and I Keon Ellis, Keon Ellis, and Dennis Schroeder. From the Kings going to the Cavaliers. Here's at here's they trade away the Andre Hunter, a veteran, and for a better move, and then it was a trade, a a right, re, was here. Oh my goodness. Here we go. Okay. Hey, sorry y'all. I just paused here to be able to get you guys a deal, right? All right. All right. Let's just try to get this video out for 40 minutes. It's for you guys. That way it won't be too long. But here's the thing. Is the Bulls who was the third team here, and then Darius Starridge was traded away from the Kings to the Bulls, and he's going. And not mention, I think he just got traded today. If it got this hey, this is but let's talk about the Dennis Shore on this team along with Keon Ellis and the Cavaliers. Here's this guy's Dennis Shore is still one of the fastest players in the league. He's one of the top 20 guys who is super fast as this one a while back went in the FIFA games and gold medal. But the thing is he's gonna be very good for this team. This bench is going to be good. I don't think it's going to be one of the best, but it's gotta be consistent. Yeah, they've been one of the worst benches this season. The Cavaliers have been with Lonzo Ball on the team. I think he's got to be traded by the time this video uploads. Or he's got to be waived. Hey, basically, it's either one the or because he's just been absolutely terrible for his team. And most likely he's going to hurt. But the thing is, We had a guy who could just get buckets, Dan Shore can, and could still control excellent pace towards his team and to keep the energy from their star guards or on this team. And then you got Keon Ellis, who they can bring into small ball in this squad. They can go small ball with Evan Mobley and put Keon Ellis in small forward, put Tyson in the four, and really go hard and aggressive on defense. And go super hard. But this is the thing, and that they can mask James Harden on defense. And since Mitchell, he's not the best defender, but he's a good C-minus defender, maybe even higher, or some people will say in the comment section. But that's the thing. He has to step it up now with a guy like James Harden, who's worse in defense, in my opinion, than Garland. I just joke around here. Really, they're the same level of bad defense. This team's basic. Their only difference is size. All right, James Harden's 6'5", while Garland was 6'1". This is really a team that is going to have more ways how to just get the fouls going, get the team moving harder and faster. Heavy paced team this team is gonna be, and it's gonna be good. Now, what's the Clippers side of things is with Garwin. Garwin going to that team, I really hate it. I know that basically Garwin was an all star, or he was one of the best players last season. But he had his toe injuries been hurting him. And then this is his second toe. Oh, he has been hurt. And the thing is these toe injuries are persistent. It he 2 seasons ago he was also nagging this injury again, and really you're wondering, is he gonna be one of those point guards? It's been usually point guards stay healthy. Usually guards real guys like him, but not like in this. And wondering if they had to keep him because the Clippers they're gonna start a rebuild, but they got no other choice but to keep him because of his injury consistency. As they had to start somewhere with their players. And really, I had no idea what's gonna happen with Kawhi. I give this thing a D, while the Cavaliers they got a B plus because they could team better or to help out this team. Really, while for the other trade that is Jordan to that team, he I like the deal. I really think is a a for the Kings side of things with the Andre Hunter going to that squad on for Kings. His time is coming out of the NBA. He's the guy who basically he came to NBA as a 3-and-D guy. He's been that for a majority of his career here, but he always has this thing where he goes off and on. Where in the first part of the year he's very inconsistent on both sides of the ball. Then he gets it going. He gets scrappy. He gets he guard all four, guard the 1 through 4. He make a or get in and dunk it on the ball, but is so inconsistent. And you wondering basically since he's a veteran and since he was on a contender team like Cleveland, what's this gonna come to bite him if he's gotta keep this up? Yes, it was gonna come by him, and now he's on the worst team in the league, and this team's going to get worse as we go on the trade. All right, now here's the Bulls. Oh, let's see, right, all right. Let's see here, and get up for you guys. All right, stick with me because we're going to get into the rest of these deals. Oh yeah, okay. So we're gonna go into that 3-team trade that happened a few has happened today. Mike Conley is going to the Bulls with Jay Ivy. And Darius Saric is heading to Detroit. Pistons is along with Kevin Herter. That's right, Kevin Herter, a small fool or it's down, and he goes to Detroit, and then cash considerations is Minnesota Timberwolves get that as well. Well, yes, they didn't get into this deal because they want Giannis and Kumbo. This is why this is actually pretty good for me to talk about next about Antetokounmpo could go to Minnesota. We just learned that Golden State ate Portland Trailblazers. They were in talks, and they both were rejected. It for trade offers. Horned is one. And here's the thing, Minnesota is trying to get a 14 trade going where they could get a multiple picks from Milwaukee. It's able to allow this deal to work out. Julius Randle could be on the move. Also, Nas Reed is what, but I don't think they got that trade away because he's so important to his team. And that's just rumors are speculating. But it's got to be likely Jaden McDaniels. I also starting small forward, and Julius Randle, they're starting power forward. In exchange to able to go to either side of these teams to able to persist. We had no clue what was going to be the other two teams is where they keep persisting with this. But the thing is, it's not. I don't think it's gonna happen. Yeah, because as Minnesota has really don't have a lot of leverage here to able to allow this team to get a chance. I already talked about it in my honest video that I have had days ago. But the thing is, this team is can go to this team because they just don't have. They only have Ron Dinningham. They only had John Berg, 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 Berg. There we go. The 7 foot center, who's on this team in down. He's in the G League. He's a guy who they go in to trade away for his team. That's all they got, really. Really, and Jalen and Clark. That's not exactly packages to able to allow these 4 teams to able to say, hey, we want on these guys to all come. You guys can go here while you guys taking Randall, and we McDaniels is gonna go to the Bucks. But it's just not going to work out. It's not going to happen. And they already cleared Mike Conley, who's going to Bulls, but he's not going to stay on there. He's got to get buyed out by the Bulls, but they're going to keep his contract at this year future for his last year as in the league, probably because he's kind of having a good season. But he's on his last leg. He just wants to win a ring. I wonder where he's gonna go. I think he's gonna go to either Denver, who needs a backup point guard, or they've been basically using Bruce Brown for a while in time on the point guard spot. He's not a traditional point guard, so going to that team will be the right call. They should call him up and basically put him on the team. Houston Rockets will be an interesting team as well. Uh, they go another team Beckham. I'll certainly see so. We'll wait to see. He's one of my favorite players. He's a guy who deserves the Hall of Fame. And to me, in my opinion, with one All Star, no, I want him to get 4 All Stars. He's a guy who got snubbed for Jordy's career. He may even got a 5 because he's been guys who just been and got hurt. Why is it hurt? He's always been that player who in Memphis who's just been really just got really what's the word I'm looking for? Or always screwed over. Always screwed over on being in Memphis. Always never getting his all star treatment that he deserves. And Memphis is basically a place where if you don't play in the biggest high stands, like a high market, I mean a small market, you don't get you don't get the all star treatment. Yeah, you have to really play well, gigantically well, to what these to basically wow to persist outside the high markets to be able to allow yourself to uh, get onto all star teams, and he didn't get it. Yeah, and I really think that basically he deserves a title on a team. Well, let's not get straight to here, here, here. Let's keep going on 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 the Detroit getting kind of hurt. That's actually pretty good. That actually helps out their shooting quite a bit more. Or he's been considered sure his majority of his career. Here, he would be a good forward for this team. And I think Jay Ivy on the on the whole and Bulls is gonna be good. It's gonna be really good. But now here's the team. You know, they had over 8 guards in this team. They're gonna trade a Kobe White easily on the squad. And I heard that he couldn't go into Memphis and go to Minnesota, but they said no. Oh, we don't. Oh, one we wanted to go for Giannis. That could be a gigantic mistake for Minnesota. Oh, because that team needs a point guard on that squad. Needs a high, fast guy like Kobe White to be able to listen. But they want Giannis. They is rolling the dice, man. They is going for something like a giant jackpot that is consistently cannot happen. It's like going on my team. I'm trying to show you my TV. Hey, but it's like going on my team and trying to go high banks for one of those galaxy, one of those dark matter cards, and you're not gonna get you're going to get hurt. There's only one. There's only 1% chance you gotta get the card, or you gotta get rid off, and this is gonna happen to this team. It's a decent example. They're the best I could come up with, but it's a gamble. It's a gigantic gamble. They are the team that has a low odds next to Warriors to get Giannis, and I think that Giannis was willing to see where he goes. He could not stay in the Bucks for the future. So what's his top? Uh, Ivy, Ivy going to this team is going to help the Bulls to be able to allow them to play just as good as with Cody. He's not the same level of player. Hey, I know that, but it helps in young growth to be able to allow him to get him a better role, to be able to see if he's a very without to his draft pick, where he was top 5 in the draft years ago. He can really just generate points inside the mid range and shoot or off the dribble. Well, he's a guy who has been trying to get his consistent shooting, and he's getting persistent numbers. He's not that bad a season, really. He's only averaging 9 points a season, and I believe that's going to go up with him being the starting lineup. But are going to stay in 500? No, they're not going to stay in 500. The Bulls are. Or this trade is really the best they could do with Kobe White leaving on his team. And he get a player who's on his contract, who wants a contract extension, and it really just makes their team a weeks attractable to able to allow themselves to get the ticket sales that they want, so desperately want. Now, let's get on to the next trades. It's it's I talk about too much Giannis is where you guys it has been all a sidetrack. But let's just try to get into because that's what you're all here for. Or 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 I get here. So I've been hearing that the Hornets, and I have time stamp for each of the guys who are coming here, and here, holding down. I heard the Hornets want Giannis on their team, and they basically they are higher than the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Warriors offers, and the thing is they're willing to trade away 3 to 5 picks to able to grab. Now I know didn't say this. It is, but I really the Hornets they had to do this if they basically want Young. They had to use the picks. They had to use Brandon Williams on their team and Miles Bridges to able to allow themselves to say to the Bucks, "Hey, we'll give you all this for him." That is a good deal for Giannis. Yes, and that is a high deal that is basically more higher than the Heat. Heat he'd basically have tons of leverage. But that deal is pretty much the same quality deal as the Heat offering. And really, Brandon Miller is killing it. He's playing so well this season. Yeah, and and really low key, he's been hurt, but when he's playing, they need that level defender. They need that guy who just makes it in the earlier points. They've been on a 7 game winning streak that the Charlotte Hornets been and on. And really they've been so much in a row that they're very close of taking the 10th seed away from the Hawks, snagging see, maybe in making the playoffs. And really, if they get Giannis, they got a real shot of being Detroit, of being every team across the board. They've been playing such good ball this past year. They're going to have the coming tomorrow about that. That but the Hornets, they've been so good, and with Giannis on the squad with a mellow ball, with Common Demo, that Trieber range is going to be wide open for joining them, and it's already been so good this past year because it's Continental. Or a guy who's so close to getting the All Star nod. He's been that good, yo. He's been that good. And him going with Giannis, that's almost a door to allow them to be contenders for at least 3 seasons to able to allow them to be. And Hornets have never been contenders in their franchise. Wait, yeah, they never been contenders. They always been Cinderella teams, dark horses with Kemba Walker, with and Alice with R. Davis and Glenn Rice, and then in the '90s they had Alonzo Mourning and Larry Johnson. Those have always been Cinderella uh, teams in the 2000s and 2010s. Yes, and those are their top 5 players in the air career. So Hornet, yeah, I know Hornball. But in Hornet, those players all went to the playoffs. The Hornets could have a real shot, yes, to make the playoffs. Us, it's even without Giannis, and can. But the thing is, can they contend? No, not without Giannis. Really, to me, they can basically. he convinced that they can and get the runner might fund the Pistons on them without Giannis. But with Giannis, they can easily take him out. They can easily take him out in 6 games. And because Giannis is that good, he really does destroy the paint and get on the Pistons because they don't have any playoff series. Giannis does. And when Melo can able to let him have the hardest shots, he get had and he gets in a roll with his volume scoring, with his way how he just gets as the ball. He's one of the best ball handlers in the league, one of the best on the pass. He does a guy who does attracts so much attention on his team. And when he is hot, he's electric. He's one of the best players in the league when he's hot. Really, the thing is, he's the X factor of this team. He's been an all star for or a guy who's basically been overrated, but he's very good. He's just a guy who's a speed that's changed the pace of the most. It's 66 with 8. He get he bring into the paint with his great touch, and it's just really hard on you because not a lot of guards are 6 with 8. Not a lot of guards are big, and that's what makes this team consistent. That's what makes this team so get on the court to be able to have Giannis on the court. Or he's not the best player of this team. It's been Colin Knippel. Brandon Williams has been in the majority of been the valuable player to allow this team to be good. So let's start talking about the Hornets. Hornets. I heard Giannis is the Heat and the Hornets are the teams that basically had the biggest shot against him. I heard the Lakers want Giannis, but they're not going to get him. They're not even close. It all comes down. Right, you want to the Pistons deal? Pistons offer it. Right, the Bucks wanted, or they said no. They even called the Houston Rockets. It is the Houston Rockets said no on or down tons of on Thompson and Sangoon. So it all comes down to the Hornets and the and the Minnesota Timberwolves and the Heat. And I think that in the day, if I had to guess where Giannis gonna be, I really think that the Heat gonna get him. Yeah, I know Hornets. This would be the offer a lifetime. This would be one of the biggest teams. But the Heat, they had the most attraction. They had the most horn. They already had been winning, and really, they want to do a gesture to able to let Giannis just how much he has given to this team. And they want to get to a team that basically has a bigger chance of doing it. He and the Hornets have been in more defense pass lately, and one of the best offenses is in the league for the past 2 months. They just been in so good that this team and who really attract Giannis. This is going to show you how close they are to just doing something for their franchise. They've never been in a role like this, and that's just exciting for me. I mean, but I'm talking too much about what's getting the rest of it. These trades going, hurry, getting too much minutes in this thing. Now, here's a big thing. Jaren Jackson traded on as well this day. Going, Jared Jackson was traded away to the Utah Jazz as one of the best defenders in the league. One of the guys who is one of the weakest defenders who has helped bring life into defense in the league of the 2020s is heading to Utah to able to finish the rebuild of that team. They basically traded away 3 picks is to protect it. One other or the valuable picks is James or the or or the team. It was all because of picks. It's along with the Grizzlies who they got. Really, Walter uh, uh, Walter Clayton and Jr. or the guy who won the national championship. March Madness is as last seat and as March Madness is is and he is traded to the team along with Kyle Anderson, Sin, and George and, and as well. Well, that team has gotten their deal done, and then and who was it in the Jazz? They also got John Conchar, or if there was someone else who entered this team. Oh yeah, Vince Williams. I don't even go on my tab. Vince Williams. Vince Williams goes to the team. And really, end of the day, I'm missing some players in the squad. This is a big trade. This is a very juicy trade for the teams. I think it's a good trade. Bleacher Report said it was a bad trade for the Grizzlies to be able to do this because they couldn't got a better offer. I say no. No. They got picks. Eight picks. Picks. I'm doing 10. And let's see here. 5, 3. 8 picks. What do I mean by the 8 picks? X. Well, the 8 picks here, guys. That's from the Baines trade that he got in, over. And then we had this trade that had 3 picks. They got 8 picks. And with Morant, who's going to get traded in 2 days, is most likely that could be 9 or 10 picks. They hit the jackpot basically of making this team good for the future in the next coming years. They can be basically back to the contention in 2029 or 2030 because they just are hitting the road with these picks. Yes, they just basically I won't be surprised if they get so fast because they're just a team that's been basically doing well drafting players. So I don't see this team being bad for or have over half a decade. I see this team just being and grabbing great players in the next coming years, and then all of a sudden they're right back into the playoff mix. And in 2029 or 30 or even 2031. Basically, it will not be over 5 years that they basically we have to talk about it again, being inside the playoffs. Us will get in, and that's what makes this deal so good. For them, I get a C plus. Really, it all comes down to they just basically grab the right way. Okay, and then for the Utah, A. Definitely A. This team really needs another forward to go on the squad to just play hard ball. They've been playing really good ball on majority of the games. Is Utah is a team that plays hard on you. They're going to try to play their hardest on both sides of the ball. Oh, they don't. Of course, they don't play good. Of course, it's just been coming down to guys like on George or Rory Marketing to make over 50 points points combined to able to allow them to have a shot at winning. Hey, but our Marquez were hurt for long to see the future. I mean, for this horn down season. Next season, they could be in the playoffs. Definitely. Because of someone like Jaron Jackson, who can be the anchor for their defense. And with Kessler, they could be one of the hottest defenses in the league. Utah was in the 2000s was a very good defense, was a very good place to able to just see good ball just being played with Darius Sloan. It could be the same way with this team. Will Hardy on the team. He's got to stay in this team. As a coach. He's been a coach. Coach. He's always been a guy who's been this hard-headed on his players to play hard, to be able to just bring a whole lot of activity on this Orlando team. And they always been always been saying high things about their coach. If they had a reason to do so, this team could be really good. They're already out of the plan. They're not going to win 50 straight to be able to get back in it. And really, if they did get a shooting guard in this draft, if they could get a top 5 pick, which there are 3 guys who are all shooting guards who are coming to this in this draft, like Cameron Boozer, or Aaron Darrell Pearson, who played either the 2 or the 1 on. And there are this other guy, I believe his name is Amari Williams. He did go in this team and get a shooting guard and starting lineup. It could just be very good with Jared Jackson in this team. And really, the first one that I said, Cameron Boozer, Carlos Boozer, or his son, basically. That could be that's so cool. Seeing it on draft night, to see the same team who grabbed him, who drafted him, who he had his best career going for him. Oh wait, they didn't draft him, and they traded for him, and he was one of their best players, one of their top, and one of their only all stars on this team. And for a guy like that, who has so high talent, who could be highly more talented than his father, or who's shooting guard that's in playing so well. There's so many guys who there's about 4 players who could be number 1 in the draft, and Utah can just get one of those picks. They're set. They're going for the whole thing. I don't think that they can in the next coming years, but they're surely contenders. They're surely with marketing on the squad. With Jaron Jackson could be the best player on this team. He just had a defense player level year that he have with Memphis. That could be freaky. And plus, with Keon George being the majority of the scorer, or with guys like Kessler, it's about to get signed for Utah ball to watch. And it's been basically a low key, very good ball to watch. Utah is. I just saw I heard Isaiah Collier, their 6th man, and he had 22 assists. He played all the minutes. A guy who's usually the 6th man of this team in majority of this year comes on the team and starts and plays all his minutes and scored 22 assists. The 3rd most assists is of the Horned. Tie it with Williams. He was 3 assists away. Wait, he wasn't 3 assists away. He was 5 assists away from having that record of their. Yes, John started that guy on his team. To really snap that, to have a player who could do that who is averaging in a good 12 points and 8 assists a night. Yeah, on the bench. This team is gonna get really, really good basketball in the next coming years. Now, now, let's get to the next trade. And my dog wants to come in. Yes, you're gonna get a dog again. Come on, Chico. Chico, can you say hi, delegates? No, no, you're not good with me this time. I'm, now let's get on to the next one. I'm sorry if we're here for an hour with you guys. I okay with it. Let's keep going. We got some more trades going. Owen, Owen, now heard the porn trailblazers. They got a trade going. Owen, more than here comes the boy, the boy ones. On Vic Carenci. He went to the Horn Portland Trailblazers. There's there's one of the then the Hawks. They got two second round picks and Dion Reef. He 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 is on my post. Oh, I thought it was gonna be a good trade for this team. They got two picks. Except the Usman they could go around steal. But really, I thought that Dobb can be really good for or that way because he be a back center, but he's out for the future for the rest of the season. And really, this stinks. A guy who's Australian. However, he was and not bad points when he's playing 8 minutes on the court. He's a guy who just shoot a 3 point ball. Or or Chico. Oh, at least he didn't broke it. He's attracted to this hair thing. Anyway, the team is with this team. It is Oren and they need another guy on the bench who does shoot trees, who can pass the ball. Just a good bench. They still don't have a good bench. They're probably gonna keep a lot of their players still. They've been trying to trade away some guys. They're probably gonna keep them. But I really see this team just playing good for the play in. Just trying to grab that 40 wins in the season. Yeah. They've been basically they have been playing good balanced ball. I just saw the game against the Suns. They play hard. They play very they ball and they couldn't make the threes. With someone like he makes his threes. He actually attracts the offense to play more hard. He's a guy who has good touch, who is able to let his team into pass the ball to rise hard. That could actually allow this team to play good, and they trade away Drew Holiday to able to allow this team to get better. He's been very good for this team, but they just need more or younger. They just need to get more better on the squad, especially on the bench. They just are bad on the bench. And Shay, what is his name? Uh, Shay Q. Yeah, Chaku, I believe that's how you pronounce it. And Yang Henson, Sin War Williams, and and Maria's Time Ward. He's been uh he didn't go back to Boston, and but that's the thing. That's one of the only things that wants him. And since he's injury prone, and he was good in this game, and but he wasn't. That's the thing. That's all they got at the bench. And, Scott Henderson, Scott Henderson, who had a really good season last year, he didn't put his team, and that's the thing. They basically need somebody to just come to the bench and really, you guys got Jeremy Grant and him on the bench, and like, that's is okay. That's 7 guys. Eyes. More Williams is 8 when he's playing, but that's the thing. If they get somebody on the squad, another player, there's possibly 2 players with Drew Holiday. They're set. They have a shot to make the playoffs. steal one of those playoff spots, and let's do something. They are a balanced squad who plays hard, who is snack. And as I saw with the Ducks the year with someone like Sharp on their squad, someone Danny, who's an excellent guy and a great player there for his players. Here's a scary guy who got the team back in the game. This team's good. They're not made them. Some people say mid. I really say just good enough. Not a contender. Just some team that plays hard on you and surprises you, and plays really tries to just get under your skin, and really, if they do something, they get going. We'll see what they could do. Ooh, that's coming years to get better. Or who knows? Maybe be surprising more. Or I'll have another video for them. To worry, y'all. We're almost done. Here, it's got chicken C. There's another trade that we have to talk about. Pretty sure was one. Really? Okay, let's see here. Wanzo. Oh, is not here. Here, I could have sworn that there was another. It's just not showing. Owen. Well, I was trying to see if there was trades going, or because this day was so active in the Hornet Super Future. Oh yeah, there we go. There's the final trade. I knew I was basically missing one. Or on here's the thing. In Boston Celtics, they got themselves a center, a better center. Nikola Vucevic is going to the team. A former All Star, a guy who has been in a decent school or for his majority career. Here, he's heading to Boston to start art, and in exchange for Simons to Chicago Bulls. The Bulls really at somebody who could start. Or Ivy is going to basically play big minutes on that team. And I bet you guys think he was going to start. I'm sorry. He's not going to be. He's got to be sixth man of this team. And he's really just got this team that has play hard. Or with us for science, is he's got to be the shooting guard of the squad. Go in his number position. He's a guy who's just going to get. Or he's been had a really good year off the bench. And low key, he's been one of the top five at six man this season. He's just been very hot with his touch, with his way, how he just gets in the spot to create his and sometimes been saving Boston's games. And been seeing some of the highlights of Boston. It has saw a lot of games basically of this team, but they play hard, and they've been mean him to go off to just have a shot of winning uh, when Brown is not making his shots, when Princeton is not, or White, he goes hot and gets in the buckets. And with the Bulls, may he actually get to his prime level and be a guy who could be an all-star, but I don't see it. I just see a guy who could make 20 points with this team, can do something and brings. He's a good player. A guy who just creates out of nowhere a volume scorer. And really, the Bulls, can they make the playoffs? no, but at least they're gonna try. They're a team that really is gonna try hard on their offensive side of things to either give you a hard time. And really, this gives them more traction to be able to allow this team to just do something. To me, the Monte Batase has been the best player in this team. I know that's a big thing to say. I know big, but with someone like Josh Giddey on the squad, who's been almost average to a double for his, but really, Matatase has been on both sides. The guy who just makes in the big buckets, goes hard towards the rim, and can switch them into the paint. And he's been working on his outside shot, shooting it decently. But really, he has this a very solid back, really good back, and the way how he just gets as under players' skin and plays hard. He's playing hard defense. He makes this team a whole lot better. He makes this team just plays so good traction on this team, and they've been getting some good upsets. That's and they're almost close to 40 wins in the season, maybe over, and they had not in quite some time. All right, that's really good enough for the Bulls. Well, and to be able to allow themselves to see they can make the playoffs. Playoffs, but they are always a team that's stuck in the middle. And to me, this team is just good. Is just is really just decent, and it brings something to the team. But and so I gave it like a B, because they got the right players to able to just keep Josh Gay on that team to be able to allow themselves. And it kind of hurts though. This team is never going to be higher than 8 seed, 8 or 7 seed. That's the highest it could go in this year or next coming years until these guys leave, or Bulls go for or just take a risk and go down the draft. But let's get in the side of Boston. Are there contenders with this? More contenders with this guy? Automatically, yes. There already are contenders, but Boston really needs someone that could shoot the ball on a center spot, can really just play hard. They had are on the mounds. Vukovic is one of those guys who can just do that. That I know, or he was doing very well for a squad. Odd, odd. But the thing is, er, he was really just over or decent. Yeah, a guy who's a good blocker, who's a good he's a rebounder, not a guy who could score or like Vucevic. He's not the same guy as his All Star years, but he can easily grab over 15 points. He easily make 4 trees. He's out of nowhere. He could do a whole lot. He has a good post game. He has a good bag to be able to allow himself to have some like Pritchard or to snap Pritchard, Brown, and White in the squad. This guy is going to bring a whole lot to it. But the defensive side of things, he's bad. In his Magic years, he was good team defender. He grabbed a block here and there. I remember a lot of times when I saw him in the Magic, he just made a lot of good rebounds. But that's forgotten now. This guy is just a guy who just gets rebounds, deals the board, passes the point guard, or so, he would get out of nowhere and do a venture block. But he's really bad at rim protection, and maybe Boston can mask him and let him play hard on defense. But sometimes he just doesn't care. He wants to just be a guy who just scores good. Well, but this time he has to care because now he's on Boston's squad and he has good centers on his team now with guys like Garza. Now Garza can be basically a third guy. He's been kind of good. He's left sided, but now he has to be the third guy. Really, this team has a good bench. Now, can they get J? That's J. J. Man, it's way here. Here, here, J. A. Why can't I remember his name? He's been hurt for the majority of the year. Here, let's say his name just this morning. Hmm. Well, I mean James Worthy, Jace, Jason Tatum, Tatum. Tatum's going to be. I'm sorry, Boston fans. Any Boston fans here? Any guy who's a fan of that guy. I'm sorry. Tatum, if he gets healthy, a guy who's going to be a future Hall of Famer, a guy who's going to be. He's not going to be the best player. If he's a 70% and in the squad, if he comes back, they're the best team in the East or conference for sure. He just needs to play 29 minutes, and they're heavy favorites. They have a shot to win. And in the Eastern, they could actually have a good chance against the Thunder or the uh, a team in like Denver Nuggets. That team can really go good. Good. Now I'm gonna let you guys go. Really, I really believe whoever believes is going to win the Eastern Conference. Really, to me, the heavy players are Detroit, but I really believe it's Boston who has the biggest shot of doing it. I'm calling it. I really think Boston has a real shot of doing it. I've been. And they is a team that's been playing such good ball. Uh, uh, uh in the Hordan. I just look for the most balanced team on the squad. And really, Boston checks all the boxes. The Eastern Conference is so good. Is really so good. It's not good as the West, but these teams, these sides, they have both 8 teams over 500 or over 40 wins this season, and 42 really all these teams are going to get. And really, what I say, hey, there's 12 contenders. There's really 12 contenders in the league this coming year, if not 10. And there's going to be some Cinderella teams. I'm going to talk about them in the next coming weeks. We're going to have some juicy videos for you guys. And the trade deadline, we're going to see Giannis gets traded to either Charlotte, Minnesota, or the Heat. We will see by the end of this upload, he could be already been traded on Wednesday. I expect him to be traded on Thursday. If not, he could be traded as soon as September. Or he's not going to stay in that team. He's either going to do his farewell tour or next month or go. Why is his farewell tour? His farewell video from the Bucks. I'm not good at the end of this video. Thanks for being with me for 65 minutes. I'll see you guys over later. And Horns, if you grab yes, I am going to do a screenshot and go like this. Drop the mic.